my name is Amy, and welcome to my channel, Amy Loses It, where I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 180 pounds. I'm 51 years old, newishly divorced, and working to rebuild my health and mental well being. I'm learning how to live alone for the first time in my entire life after ending a 26-year marriage. I started this channel because I really wanted to share my journey and my ups and downs along the way. I originally posted my first four weigh-ins on my original channel, and they were mixed in with my cruise travel content. But the YouTube algorithm gods pointed out that it would be best if I moved my weight and health focused videos to their own channel. And unfortunately, because of the YouTube rules about reuse of content, I cannot just upload the same videos. And that would have made my life so much easier. So I went back and forth about where I was going to start with my journey on this new channel, and I ultimately decided to take the portion of each video that covered my weight loss numbers and combine them into one introduction video. I know it's going to seem a little bit discombobulated because it is four separate filmings covering a period of time from January 1st to June 28th, 2025. As I was putting this video together, I was really happy to see how far I've come in the past 4 months of releasing YouTube videos. And you'll notice as you watch through the videos that with each filming, my delivery and camera presence improves. I'm really excited to see where my weight loss and YouTube journey will take me, and I'm really hoping you'll be there with me. And as a note, I will be releasing a new weigh-in video covering June 29th through July 26th sometime next week. So make sure you follow along to see if I can lose the weight before I lose my mind. My first milestone goal is to lose 50 pounds by mid-September, just in time for vacation where I'll be cruising on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. If you'd like to see my videos from my vacation, make sure you check out my main channel by searching my YouTube handle at If You Seek Amy K. I'll make sure that I link that channel in the description below, and you can see it listed here on the screen. And now to the weigh-ins. I hope you enjoy the first part of my weight loss journey. So for those of you who really like facts and figures, let's go over the numbers. So I started my weight loss journey, like I said, on January 1st at 304 pounds. By the time I started taking the medication, my weigh-in on February 15th was 296. So that's the first day that I took a shot. So I had been down 8 pounds from the start of the year. Then I took my second shot on February 22nd, and I weighed in at 299. So, that was a huge disappointment taking my first shot and already gaining 3 pounds. Then I went away for vacation for a week on my 51st birthday cruise, and I came back on March 1st and I took my third shot and I weighed in at 300 pounds. Now, I didn't think that was bad for having all access, unlimited food. Also, traveling, people do tend to swell up. So 1 pound gain, I wasn't that disappointed. But, I was really hoping I would lose something. So then my fourth shot, I took on March 8th and weighed in that day at 299. So 1 more pound down. So then on March 15th, I took my fifth shot and I weighed in, and that was 297 pounds. So yes, I was down 2 pounds from the prior week, but I was still up 1 pound from my initial starting weight of 296. So I'll just use this photo as my starting point. This is from February 23rd, and I was 300 pounds at the time. And now that I'm posting on YouTube regularly, I'll make sure that I start recording my weigh-ins, and I'll also start including photos when I do weight updates. So let's get into the numbers. I started this journey on January 1st, 2025, weighing in at 304 pounds. At the end of the last video, I weighed in at 297 pounds for a total weight loss of 7 pounds. Now that was the results after the fourth shot. I took the fifth shot on that day, and then I weighed in the following week on March 22nd at 293 pounds. So I lost 4 pounds after that shot, which was fantastic because the prior time I had actually gained a pound. Now, at this point, I'm still on the Mochi trizepatide, the compounded version sold through their online pharmacy at 4.4 milligrams. So the next shot, shot 6, I took on March 22nd, and then I weighed in the following week at 295 pounds. So it was a gain of 2 pounds. And then my 7th shot I took on March 29th, and I weighed in the following week at 291 pounds. So I lost the 2 pounds that I'd gained plus 2 more for 4 pounds for that week for a total weight loss of 13 pounds. And then I took shot 8 on April 5th and weighed in the following week at 290 pounds. So that's 1 pound down and with a total weight loss of 14 pounds. Now, that was my final shot on the 4.4. So, for my 9th shot, I went up to the 6.6, and I took that shot on April 12th, and I weighed in the following week on April 19th at 290 pounds. So, that was a 0 pound change for a total weight loss of 14 pounds. So after the 9th shot, I didn't feel like my weight loss was where it should be. I felt like I was falling behind. I saw many other people all over social media losing much more weight, including actually my friends. They were almost doubling the weight that I had lost. So I decided to speak with my endocrinologist, and she suggested that I switch to the name brand to see if that might make a difference. So she prescribed me Zepbound from Lilly Direct, and I'll update you on my weigh-ins once I start that medication. If you've been watching my previous videos, you'll know I started January 1st at 304 pounds and ended on April 12th at 290 pounds, so a total weight loss of 14 pounds. So let's get into the numbers. So shots 10 through 14 were all 7.5 milligrams of Zepbound branded medication direct from Lilly, except for shot number 13, where I finished up a vial of my compounded tirzepatide at 6.6 milligrams. For the 10th shot, I went from 290 pounds to 289 pounds for a loss of 1 pound. Shot 11, I went from 289 pounds to 287 pounds for a loss of 2 pounds. Unfortunately, with shot 12, I didn't lose any weight. Shot 13, when I took the compounded medication, I went from 287 pounds to 286 pounds, so a loss of 1 pound. So for shot 14, I went from 286 pounds to 284 pounds on May 24th, 2025. So a total of 6 pounds lost over the 5 shots. So that averaged out to 1.2 pounds per shot. And that brings me to my total lost for the year from January 1st through May 24th, 2025 of 20 pounds. And for my BMI, I started out at 59.5, and as of my latest weigh-in, I'm down to 55.5. So it's a loss of 4 points of BMI. So I do have some future scale goals that I'd like to hit. My goal is to be at 250 pounds by September 15th. I have a cruise vacation booked, and I would love to be able to lose a total of 54 pounds by that point. I am 12 pounds behind what I should be losing to get to that goal, so wish me luck. And I'd love it if you'd continue to follow along for the rest of my journey. I have 160 pounds left to lose, and I want to keep chronicling that on YouTube. However, one of my main concerns is how I'm going to continue on the medication. As of right now, my formulary has kicked off Zepbound and Mounjaro off of our plans completely, so there's no way to get it covered. And I've actually never had it covered, so the cost can be quite prohibitive. Right now, I'm in box number 3 of 5 through Lilly Direct. So the fine print when they advertise the cheap discounted prices through Lilly Direct is that you can only get 5 boxes for the entire year. Now at this point, I don't know if that resets for the next year or what I'm going to do when I get past 10 milligrams. So I'll keep you updated on how that works. Now that the compounded pharmacies are slowly going away as they're running out of product, I'm really hoping by the time that I get to the end of my discounted boxes that there will be even further price cuts on these medications, or maybe the pill will be approved and available at that point. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Amy, and I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 180 pounds. As of my first weigh-in video, which I'll leave a link to that in the description below, I started at 304 pounds on January 1st, and I ended up at 284 pounds by May 24th. So I was down 20 pounds in the first 21 weeks. For 15 of those weeks, I injected either compounded tirzepatide or name brand Zepbound. I started at 1,800 calories per day and worked my way down to a maximum of 1,600 average calories per day. Here are the calorie summaries from the last 5 weeks. We'll discuss in just a minute why I've been paring my calories back a little, more and more each week. My ultimate goal is to land around 1,400 average calories per day in a week. I'm still taking Zepbound, and my side effects are still very minimal, just the occasional sulfur burps and constipation, which I easily manage with Calm, a magnesium citrate supplement. I've not had any nausea in quite a while, and I still inject in my lower left or right stomach, and I'm not finding any difference in these spots. The area doesn't get sore, and I have no skin reaction. But I do notice the needles that come with the branded Zepbound are a little larger gauge, and they do tend to sting a bit going in. My appetite suppression is still very good, and I'm only having occasional food noise, and that's usually like Thursday afternoon through Saturday morning when I'm ready to take my next shot. This week, I don't know what it was, Saturday, I totally forgot about taking my shot, and I couldn't figure out why I was getting up every 5 minutes to try and find something to eat. I wasn't really hungry, but my brain was telling me that I needed to eat food. So let's get into what you came here for. Let's go over my weight loss figures. So this is going to cover 5 weeks starting from May 25th through June 28th, which is week 22 to 26 of my weight loss journey. Now that would be 5 shots of Zepbound, and that would be shots 15 through 19. And all those shots were 7.5 milligrams of Zepbound. Now I am getting that direct from Lilly, the manufacturer, and I have individual vials that only contain that much medication. So my 15th shot, I went from 284 pounds to 286 pounds. So that was a 2-pound weight gain, and that was mainly due to water retention. I was really swollen that week and think I must have gotten into a food allergy. So for shot 16, I went from 286 pounds to 286 pounds, so 0 weight loss. For shot 17, I went from 286 pounds to 282 pounds, so that was a 4-pound loss. I lost a little weight, but by this time my water retention and swelling was gone as well. For shot 18, I went from 282 pounds to 282 pounds, so that was a 0-pound loss. For shot 19, I went from 282 pounds to 280 pounds when I weighed in on June 28th. So that was a 2-pound loss to finish out the month. Overall, I ended up losing 4 pounds with the 5 shots. And that brings me to a total weight loss of 24 pounds since January 1st, 2025. So let's go over my BMI. At the start date, it was 59.5. And when I weighed in on June 28th, it came out to 54.7. So that's a total of 4.80 points down on my BMI. With a 4-pound loss in 5 weeks, I was really disappointed with an average less than 1 pound loss per week. My ultimate goal has been to lose 1.5 pounds per week, and I'm really trying to hit that goal. So that's why I've started paring my calories back a bit. I've previously gone too far by only eating 1,300 calories a day, and that stalled my weight loss, so that's not right for me. I'm just trying to find a happy median that will help me lose weight in a reasonable amount of time. And some of the reasons why I really want to lose this extra weight before vacation include being able to fly without a seatbelt extender, being able to put my tray table down, being able to sit in a regular seat in economy without having to pay extra for extra legroom or the bulkhead. This can add a lot of expense to my travel that I really don't want to have to pay. Also, I really want to be able to get off the cruise ship and enjoy the ports. And believe me, not carrying that extra 50 pounds will help out a lot. So here's a story time. Talking about air travel, it reminds me of how cruel people can be to overweight people. If you are not or have not ever been overweight, you probably don't realize how cruel the general public can be, especially when you're more overweight than others. Here's a classic example of how I get treated. On my last flight on United Airlines, I was coming home from a cruise in Galveston, Texas. I was flying business class that served a meal. I paid the extra money for the larger seat because I didn't want to inconvenience my seatmates in economy. Now, I'd already flown from home to Galveston on the same type of aircraft and had no issue with my tray table for meal service. It was the overlap style and it barely fit, but I was able to put it down enough to eat my meal. But on the way back home, the seats were just slightly different, and I couldn't get the tray table to stay down across my lap to safely put my meal tray on it. The flight attendant noticed and was quite surly about it. I had to hold my tray in one hand and eat very awkwardly with the other. When I finished eating, the attendant markedly ignored me while he picked up other people's trays and made me hold my tray for at least an hour, and only took it when he had no choice but to take it for landing. I don't know what his issue is. He could have been kinder to someone struggling, but instead he kept making eye contact with me and walking away every time I tried to hand him my tray. Honestly, I'm not surprised. United is one of my least favorite airlines because their employees are always pretty disgruntled. So let's talk about some non-scale victories because those are just as important as the scale victories. Obviously, you're watching this, so I've set up my YouTube channel. That took me about 2 years to finally get up the courage to do. And I've posted more than 10 8 to 10 minute videos. For personal care, showering has gotten so much easier. And I know some of these aren't really going to make sense to people who are not overweight, but I have a really small scale for weighing, and I can now comfortably stand on it without squeezing my legs really tight together. That's, I don't know, it just makes you feel good when you have little victories like that. I'm also so close to my stomach not touching my steering wheel in my car, and I'm purposely keeping my seat in the same place so I have a way to judge how I'm doing each week. I don't drive that often because I work from home, so I haven't been in it in a couple weeks, but I'm planning on going out this week, so I can't wait to see the progress I've made. Also, I tried on the blue dress from my February cruise, and I was surprised how much more room I have in it and how different it fits. I'll include a current photo to compare it to. So you'll see my starting photo that I took on my cruise in February, and you'll see a photo that I took yesterday when I did my weigh-in. So it'll be a 24-pound difference. So all in all, I'm really excited that I'm losing weight, albeit it's going ridiculously slow. But now that I've managed to get my calories in the right place, I think my weight loss will increase per week. And I have a much better chance at hitting some of the intermittent goals that I've set for myself. And if you're on a health journey as well, I truly wish you the best of luck, and I'd love to know how you're doing. I know weight loss can be challenging, but it's important that you don't give up. If you've made it this far, I really want to thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my channel further, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to give this video a like, and make sure you subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. If you'd like to be notified every time I release a new video, hit that notification bell and turn your notifications on. Just a friendly reminder that everything after this video will be brand new content. And I really appreciate you hanging in there with me while I'm changing up my channels. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.